Okay, so right now we're going to go ahead with the Unit 3 test part 4 before I give you a chance to go ahead and redo. So go ahead and take that again and do some different questions. So on this is applications of functions, and we're going to go through it. The only one that I gave everybody credit for, number 5, only because it was really weird. If it had started in the same place, I would have been okay, but I don't like what it did. Because it started in two different places. So I gave you the answer C there. Just know, usually I would say it starts up here if these are starting. So we're saying, okay, they're going the distance from bowling alley. They were saying they left his house, but it just was kind of messed up. So we're not going to worry about number 5, but we're going to do 1 through 4. So we're saying Chanel is reading an assigned book for her history class. The graph below shows the number of pages remaining in the book based on the number of hours she spent reading. So we're saying if she's not read any hours, she's got 180. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do the equation just like I would any other time. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to figure out what her slope is. And we did this yesterday, and we're going to figure out her y-intercept and write an equation. Well, yesterday we went through and we said, okay, we know that if we're going from here to here, we said, okay, well, in 1 hour, she reads 20, 40. So we're saying, okay, so we're taking 40 pages out every hour. Okay. And we start with 180 pages. So that's our equation. So we're looking for what is a true statement. So it first says the book has a total of 200 pages. We see that it starts with 180. So we're going to go ahead and cross that out. We know that A is not it because it starts with 180. It said if she doesn't read it all, then she would have 180 pages left. We said she reads 20 per hour, but when we calculated that, we saw that she actually reads 40 per hour. So we know that's not true. Okay, it says after 2 hours, she's finished half of the book, and that says half, but it should say half. Well, we know that in 2 hours, she would have read 80 pages, and that's less than half. She would have had to read 90 pages. We know that's not true. Okay, the last one says the book has a total of 180 pages. Because that's our y-intercept, that's what she starts with, we know that D has to be our answer. Number 2, it says, which is true about the function shown between x equals 4 and y equals 6 and x equals 6. So I look at 4 and I'm going to go ahead and draw a line here. I'm going to make it a little bolder just so that it's easier to see. But I'm going to go ahead and draw a line here and say, okay, between here and between here, because that's where I'm looking. We're saying, okay, first of all, I know that goes down. So I want to make sure that I cross out anything that doesn't show that that's going down. So I know that this says it's increasing. Well, nope, it's decreasing. Okay. B could work. Okay. C can't work because it says it's increasing. We know for a fact that that line is going down. Okay. And then it says, so then we're going to judge if it's linear or nonlinear. Well, it forms a straight line, which means it's linear. So it has to be B. The next one, we're looking at Ty and Harrison, and we need to go ahead and figure out the slope or the unit rate. So here, I'm going to go ahead and simplify that. I'm saying 7 over 2. I'm going to simplify that and do 7 divided by 2 is 3.5 because it's a little easier to compare when we're in decimals. Okay. Here, because I'm going from 0 to something, I can easily do this and say, okay, well, I start out with a rate of 15 over 4. Okay. When I simplify that, I do 15 divided by 4. And when I do 15 divided by 4, I get 3.75. Okay. So it says we want to know who's building signs at a faster rate. So we're looking for the one that has the bigger number. Well, Harrison has the bigger number. So my answer is going to be that he's creating the signs at a faster rate. So that's going to be the answer there. Next, it says there's a linear function table. M is the table. P is the equation, which are shown below. We're comparing the rates of change. We want to know what's true. Well, I know that for P, my slope is 7. We need to find my slope here. So I said I'm going up 10. Okay. I'm going up 2. So my slope here, I'm going to have 10 over 2, which is going to equal 5. So that's my slope there for M. So it says their rates differ by 2. Well, yeah, going between 5 and 7, they do differ by 2. So we know that's true. Let's make sure there's nothing else just in case. Their rates of change differ by 4. Well, no, 5 and 7. So if you did that, you probably got confused between your y-intercept and you compared those. We know that's not true. Function M has a greater rate of change. Well, no, 5 is less than 7. We know that's not true. Function M and P have the same rate of change. Nope, this is a rate of change in 5. This is a rate of change in 7. What I want you to do now is go ahead and start doing the 5 questions underneath there.